Good morning, dear student. Welcome in a science class and happy नवरात्र. आप सभी को और आपके फैमिली को नवरात्र की ढेर सारी शुभकामनाएं. And I hope I pray to God and Maa Durga that keep fine to your family. Okay. So now today we are going to discuss or study about the structure of a cell. In a previous class we discussed about what some historical events about the cell, discovery of the cell, and we also discussed about the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell and the prokaryotic organisms and the eukaryotic organisms. And we also discussed that the cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life. Now today we are going to study about the structure of a cell. So as you know that in a cell there are the many types of the living organelles or living body floating into the cytoplasm. So that all is known as what the cell organelles. If we study the cell under the microscope, normally we can find that the three different portions of a cell, and that is if you can say that cell membrane, or then protoplasm or cytoplasm, and then a nucleus. So a typical cell is made up of the three main parts. It means there are the three main different regions or the parts of a cell if we study under the microscope. So what are these? First one is the nucleus, then cytoplasm and cell membrane. Nucleus, this is the center portions, center dark portions that you observe under the microscope. That is called nucleus, and nucleus it is known as the center of a cell, or you can say the headquarter of the cell. Then you find it some fluid matrix jelly-like structure, so that is called the cytoplasm, and the outermost boundary almost in all the cell, plant cell and animal cell, that is a plasma membrane. So these are the three different parts or three regions of the cell, that is plasma membrane, or you can say the cell membrane, cytoplasm and the nucleus. So first one we study or discuss about the plasma membrane. This plasma membrane, it is found in the both cell, either it is in the plant cell or animal cell. But the position of the cell membrane in the case of animal cell, it is outermost covering or outermost layer. But in the case of plant cell, it is just beneath to the cell wall. Cell wall, that is the outermost layer, and after that you can find it the cell membrane in the case of plant cell. But in animal cell it is the outermost layer, but it is found in both plant cell as well as animal cell. So it is it separates the cytoplasm from its surrounding. Means this cell membrane it is separate this cell membrane from its surrounding or outside. Means ये क्या करता है कि साइटोप्लाज्म को इसके आसपास की सराउंडिंग से सेपरेट करता है. Means it forms considerable, or you can say the boundary of a cell. Second, it allows the movements of the materials in the outer of the cell. Means this plasma membrane, or you can say this cell membrane, plasma membrane or cell membrane, it allows what? It allows the movement of material in and out. Means the exchange of some selectively materials can be taken place with the help of this cell membrane or plasma membrane. That's why it is called semi-permeable or selectively permeable. Generally this question may be many times asked in the exam, that why the cell is known as the semi-permeable or selectively permeable. So reason is that it permits or it allows only some selectable materials to in and out from the cell. That's why it is called what? Semi-permeable or selectively permeable, because it has some pores on it, so which helps in the exchange of material or gases. So next then it is the partially permeable, allows only the certain materials to pass in, and it is a semi-permeable or partially permeable. Means this membrane is you can say that it's semi-permeable or partially permeable. That's why it allows only the selectable things to move and to move outside or help in the exchange of gases and material. Okay. Next thing, it is made up of the protein and lipids. Means these structures of the plasma membrane or cell membrane is made up of two complex molecules, that is protein and lipids. Okay, and that process by which this membrane is formed, that is called this is known as biogenesis. Membrane biogenesis means the process or the phenomena of formation of a cell membrane or plasma membrane with the help of proteins and lipids formed by the endoplasmic reticulums or a smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So this phenomena is known as what? Membrane biogenesis. This question also can be asked in exams. What do you mean by the membrane biogenesis? So membrane biogenesis means the process or phenomena of formation of cell membrane or plasma membrane with the help of a protein and lipids, which is formed by the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So this phenomena is called what? Membrane biogenesis. Now next, it is found in the both cell, as I discussed. I told you that earlier. That is found in the both cell, means it is found in the plant cell and animal cell, but the position of a membrane, this plasma membrane, in the case of animal cell it is outermost covering, but in the case of plant cell it is the second most layer after the cell wall. So now see, in your textbook, page number 59, this is the outermost covering of the cell that separates the content of the cell from its external environment. The plasma membrane allows or the permit the entry and exit of the some materials in and out of the cell. It is also prevents the movement of some other materials. The cell membrane, therefore it is called a selectively permeable membrane, and this movement of the substance or material is taken place with the help of water, this membrane, and that's and phenomena or the process by this exchange of gases or liquid molecules or water molecules is taken place. That process is known as water, two important process, that is a diffusion and osmosis. So next we discuss about the osmosis and diffusion. So everybody, you note down these things. Okay, write down in your notebook and draw this diagram in your notebook. Next we discuss the two important main process, that is osmosis and diffusion, by which what happen, the exchange of gases like CO2 and oxygen and water molecules can be taken place with through this semi-permeable or partially permeable membrane. So first one, the diffusion. Diffusion means what? Diffusion you can define as it's a movement of a gaseous particle from a higher concentration to the lower concentration. As you know that the movement of particles is taking place from higher concentration to the lower concentration. So it is a movement of what? The gaseous particles from higher concentration to the lower concentration. This is known as what? Diffusion. Osmosis is also a type of diffusion, but it is taking place in the case of a liquid. So you can say that the movement of water molecules or liquid particles from a higher concentration to the lower concentration, that is called water, that is called osmosis. Okay. Next, and this osmosis can be categorized or can be classified into two form: exo-osmosis and endo-osmosis. Exo means outside and endo means inside. If a movement of molecules taken place from outside, from cell to outside, that is called exo-osmosis. And endo-osmosis means the movement of particles taken place from outside to inside the cell, that is called endo-osmosis. So note down the definition of osmosis, and you can see the page number 59, this paragraph. Here this all the explanation is given how this exchange of CO2 and O2 is taken place. There's something similar in this. So this is happen by the process of water diffusion and osmosis. Okay. So now first you note down, then I am going to writing here. After this I am write here definition of osmosis and this diffusion. Note down everybody. So now the diffusion, as I already explained, or this terms. So everybody, you just write down in your notebook. Diffusion means the movement of solid or ions or gases from the region of higher concentration to the region of a lower concentration is known as what? Diffusion. And it is also called the passive transport. Does not require any energy. Why it is called the passive transport? Because for the transportation of the particles or ions or movement, there will be no need of or require any kind of energy. That's why it is called the passive transport. Now example of diffusion, suppose that if we ना आपने घर में या मंदिर में ना कहीं पे भी एक ना अगरबत्ती आपने जलाई, तो उसकी ना अगरबत्ती जहाँ पे जलाई तो उस वहाँ पे क्या होंगे, उसके मॉलिक्यूल्स काफ़ी ज़्यादा होंगे नियर बाई दैट एरिया और दिस सैंड स्टिक. सो द स्लो व्हाट हैपन, द पार्टिकल्स ऑफ द इज what the spread in that temple or in your room slowly. So this is the start from where, from that higher concentration nearby that sand stick. तो वहाँ पे क्या होंगे, वहाँ पे ना उस स्मेल के जो मॉलिक्यूल्स या पार्टिकल्स काफ़ी ज़्यादा होंगे, तो वहाँ पे हायर कॉन्सेंट्रेशन हो गया. तो वो जो है हायर कॉन्सेंट्रेशन से धीरे धीरे लोअर कॉन्सेंट्रेशन या पूरा ना स्मेल जो है उसके पार्टिकल्स सैंड या जिस तरह से स्प्रे है सैंड है ना अपन लगाते, तो उस धीरे धीरे वो पूरे रूम में ना महक ना उसकी स्मेल आनी स्टार्ट हो जाती है. तो यानी कि वो पार्टिकल्स स्प्रेड हो रहे हैं. सो दिस इज एन एग्जांपल ऑफ डिफ्यूजन. ओके. Osmosis means the movement of a water or a solute solvent, not a solute, it's a solvent or a water molecules from a higher concentration to the lower concentration. Suppose that if we are taking the one bucket water and we put 2-3 drops of उजाला है ना उसमें ना, या फिर इंक, रेड इंक या ब्लैक इंक या ब्लू इंक के आपने 2-3 ड्रॉप उसके अंदर डाल दी, तो धीरे धीरे क्या होगा, उस इंक से पूरा ना कलर जो है दैट विल बी स्प्रेड इनटू दैट होल वाटर ऑफ अ बकेट. सो मीन्स फ्रॉम अ हायर कंसंट्रेशन, वो ड्रॉप है वहाँ पे उसका हायर कंसंट्रेशन, हायर परसेंटेज है, सो दैट विल बी स्टार्ट टू स्प्रेड इनटू होल वाटर. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड वाटर ऑस्मोसिस. ओके. Now there are the two different type of osmosis, as I told you, that endoosmosis and the exoosmosis. So endoosmosis means movement of the solvent molecules into a cell when placed into the hypotonic solution. Okay, when it is kept into the hypotonic solution. Hypotonic solution means what? The medium or the solution which have the more concentration as compared to any cell. Okay, suppose that if we are placing or keeping any plants or animal cell into the hypotonic solution. Hypotonic solution means वो ऐसा मीडियम है जिसका कंसंट्रेशन क्या हो, हाई हो एज कम्पेयर टू द सेल. सो व्हाट हैपन इफ वी आर प्लेसिंग एनी सेल इनटू द hypotonic solution, it became water. So the movement of water from outside to inside, so means that cell is absorb some water, and that is example of endoosmosis, and the size of the cell became the swell up or increase. For example, if we are placing है ना किशमिश, हाँ किशमिश को आप यानी डालते हो, यानी जैसे ना आप हलवा बनाते हो उसमें डालते हो या पानी में डालते हो, तो वो क्या वहाँ पे इंडोऑस्मोसिस होता है क्योंकि वाटर का कंसंट्रेशन जो है वो ज़्यादा है एज़ कम्पेयर टू द सेल. सेल के अंदर वाटर का कंसंट्रेशन लो है और बाहर ज़्यादा है, तो वो वाटर का जो ट्रांसफर होगा वो फ्रॉम आउट टू इन, एंड इट एब्जॉर्ब सम वाटर एंड बिकेम अ swell up. Exosmosis, the movement of the solvent molecules outside the cell when placed into the hypertonic. Hypertonic means the type of solution whose concentration is less as compared to the cell. यानी सेल का concentration ज़्यादा है और solution का या मीडियम का concentration कम है, तो from cell अंदर से बाहर की तरफ मूवमेंट होगा, तो सेल से अंदर से वाटर रिलीज होगा, उसका मूवमेंट होगा, और द साइज ऑफ सेल बिकेम श्रिंक और कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. वो सेल ना सिकुड़ जाएगी, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करेगी और श्रिंक कर जाएगी. ओके. So these are the two different type of osmosis, endoosmosis and exoosmosis. Now see at the page number 60 here, this explanation is given now. Everybody see in your textbook page number 60 from this second paragraph. Where, what happened if we put an animal cell or plant cell into a solution of the sugar or the salt into water. So first, if the medium surroundings, the cell has a higher water concentration than the cell, meaning that the outside solution is a very dilute, the cell will gain water by the osmosis. Such a solution is known as a hypotonic solution. So water molecules are the free to pass across the cell membrane in both directions, but more water will be come into the cell than will leave. The net overall result is that the water enters the cell and the cell is likely to be the swell up. Means if we are placed or kept the cell into the hypotonic solution, so what happened? The net or result is that the water enters the cell is more टू एग्जिट फ्रॉम द सेल, यानी पानी जो है वो सेल के अंदर ज़्यादा आएगा तो वो स्वेल अप नॉर्मली कर जाएगा. सेकेंड होता है आइसोटोनिक सॉल्यूशन. आइसोटोनिक सॉल्यूशन मीन्स द टाइप ऑफ सॉल्यूशन विच हैव द इक्वल कॉन्सेंट्रेशन एज कम्पेयर इन कंपेयर विद द सेल. मीन्स आपका ना कोई भी सेल आप ले रहे हो उसका जो कॉन्सेंट्रेशन है और सॉल्यूशन या मीडियम का कॉन्सेंट्रेशन है एक जैसा होगा, तो दैट टाइप ऑफ सेल इज कॉल्ड वाटर आइसोटोनिक सॉल्यूशन. So in that case what happen? There will be no change with the shape of a cell. Third type होता है hypertonic. Hypertonic means the concentration of a medium or a solution is less and the concentration of a cell is higher. So what happen? We know that the movement of molecules or particles from higher concentration to the lower concentration. So normally the movement of molecules taken from where? From inside to cell to the outside in a medium. So the size of cell became a contract or a shrink. उसका साइज जो है वो रिड्यूस हो जाएगा, वो श्रिंक कर जाएगा, सिकुड़ जाएगा. ओके, सो दिस इज अबाउट वाटर. Now next we are discuss about the water, the endocytosis. So endocytosis, as you know that this plasma membrane is a flexible and made up of the organic molecules called lipids and protein. So it have the flexibility, it have the property of a flexibility. So the flexibility of the cell membrane also enables the cell to engulf the food and other materials from the external environment. Such process is known as endocytosis. So endocytosis means it is a process by which the amoeba acquires a food. Okay. Note down. So endocytosis means the flexibility of the cell membrane also enables the cell to engulf in the food material and other material from its external surroundings or external environment. Such process are known as endocytosis, and this is the process by which the amoeba acquires food. So note down. Okay, amoeba acquires its food by the process of endocytosis, because this question many times asked in exams. Name the process by which the amoeba acquires its food. So by the process of endocytosis. Now next we discuss about the plasmolysis. Another process, plasmolysis. So when the living plant cell loses its water by the osmosis, the size of the cell becomes shrinkage or contract. That process is known as what? Plasmolysis. So note down. So plasmolysis means when a living plant cell loses water through the osmosis, there is a shrinkage or the contraction of the contents of the cell away from the cell wall. This phenomena is called plasmolysis. Means plasmolysis means एक ऐसा प्रोसेस है जिसके अंदर जो एक प्लांट सेल होती है उसके अंदर जो भी लिक्विड कंटेंट होता है वो क्या होता है, वो लूज होने लगता है, रिलीज होने लगता है. सो ड्यू टू व्हाट हैपन, द साइज ऑफ द सेल बिकेम reduced and it became a shrink. So this phenomena is called what? Plasmolysis. Now next we are discussing about the cell wall. So cell wall, this is the outermost layer in the case of a plant cell, and it is mostly composed of cellulose. This is cell wall is mainly composed of cellulose. Okay. So this cell wall most you know that it is present only in a plant cell, and it is the outermost layer or outermost covering of the plant cell, that is known as what, a cell wall. And this cell wall is made up of cellulose. Now the function of a cell wall, it provide what, the stiffness, rigidity, toughness and strength to the cell. It also gives shape, particular shape to the cell. It also function as a protective layer for the plant cell, बिकॉज ये जो है पर तरह से क्या है, एक आउटर कवरिंग है जो प्लांट को एक फिक्स शेप प्रोवाइड कराता है और साथ साथ में उसको स्ट्रेंथ भी प्रोवाइड कराती है, और इसके साथ साथ में इट कैन प्रोटेक्ट द अटैक ऑफ फ्रॉम फॉरेन पार्टिकल्स और फ्रॉम द बैक्टीरिया और फंजाई और एनी अदर माइक्रोब्स. ओके. So plant cell, in addition to the plasma membrane, have another rigid outer covering called the cell wall. The cell wall lies outside the plasma membrane. The plant cell was mainly composed of the cellulose, and cellulose is a complex sugar and provide a structural strength to the water, to the plants. Okay. So this is about the cell wall. Cell walls permits the cell of a plant's fungi and bacteria to withstand very dilute external media without bursting. In such a media, the cell tends to take up water by the osmosis. The cell swells, building up pressures against the cell wall, and the wall exert an equal pressures against the swollen cell. Because of their walls, such the cell can withstand much greater changes in the surrounding medium from the animal cell. So this is about the cell wall. Then nucleus that we discussed in the previous class. So आज आपको ना ये पूरा आपको ना नोटबुक में नोट करना है. Okay, and just you go through this all topic from the textbook. Have a nice day.